minute. And while we wait, I'm going to check. Let's see. Okay. All right. It looks like all right. It looks. Oh, yes. Perfect. Okay. Hi. Just give me a second while I post this on Mastodon. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, you're gonna see my hand for a sec. I hope my camera isn't showing anything embarrassing or something. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, allow me to show you what we got going on here. Where are they? Okay. These don't look like anything right now. I don't know if you can see it, but these are called sleep phones, and sleep phones are basically like a little headband that you can wear. Sorry, let me get this untangled here. It's a little headband that you can wear at night or when you're sleeping or whatever. It kind of doubles as a pair of sleep shades, so that, well, no, not a pair, sorry. Just sleep shades or whatever. So you can block out the sun if you're sleeping or taking a nap or whatever. And you can use it to play music and stuff like that while you sleep. I just listen to audio recordings and something while I sleep, but I mean, you can use it for whatever kind of audio stuff you want. It doesn't matter. So here's the deal. This is the headphone part. Again, I don't know if you can see this. Sorry if my camera is at an angle. I can't really. This is the way I have to position it. So these are the headphone parts. And this, if I can find it. Yes. This here is the mask part. That's how it looks. So there you go. That's the mask part. Now, something I want to bring your attention to is this hole right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I can push my finger in there, and yeah, that is used so you can hold on. so that you can do just making sure this isn't tangled. Okay, there we go. All right. It's good enough. Anyway, the hole is there so that you can do this. See, I'm already having trouble. So that you can do this. This is very difficult for me. So let me just take it back over here for a second while I try to figure out how to get this part in here. See, even getting the main thing in here is complicated. Wait, and the problem is I have it backwards. So now we have to do this again. And this is a pain because every time you mess up even a single step here of there we go. All right. So that you can do this. I don't know if you can see that, but this is almost perfect. Okay. So all we have to do is get that in there and then just push. Now, okay. Something you have to be careful of is while you're putting this together, you cannot get the cables tangled up, which is almost a guarantee. Right. Now, let me explain something about the sleep phone product line. Now, I actually had some. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this microphone up so I can talk away from the mic a little bit. So, this this product line here has hold on just a second. Let me make sure. No, I have it in backwards again. But backwards in a different way. So, here we go. Taking this apart so that we can put it in the other way. Now, okay. I actually had a pair of sleep phones before this one. And hold on. Just give me a second here. I just get that hard part out of the way first. Okay. So, as I was saying, I've had this before. And the problem is, well, okay, so the last headphones I had a strap on the back so that you could adjust it to fit your head. And one time I had to take it apart so that I could wash the mask. I call it a mask. It's not a mask, but you know, it's easier. Oh, here we go. Okay. So there's a little, and of course I let go and the whole thing just falls. But maybe I should turn it like this, let gravity do the work. Yep. Okay, that seems to be working a little bit better. Anyway, the last pair of sleep headphones I had. Wait, so just a second. So the thing about this is when you get it up to this point, with this little label on the front, the hole that you have to push it into is so incredibly difficult and tight that you just kind of have to shove it in there like this. So you have to kind of push. I don't know if you can really see what I'm doing here, but ugh. I'm sorry if I sound strange, by the way. I'm having allergies today. So, as I was saying, the last pair of headphones I had... Oh, look at that! I got it. Nice. Okay. I had to wash the mask part. And so I had to take out the little headphone part of it. Well, I didn't take it out the right way. And because I didn't take it out the right way, well, I'll just show you. I don't have that pair anymore. I threw them away. But you see this little really thin cable right here? Hold on, let me make sure. Let me see where the camera is. Okay. Alright. I think... Yep, that's it. Okay. So, do you see this cable here? Let me just cover the other ones. That is the cable for the speaker, of course. So, what happened was that cable broke the entire right side of my mask, completely shorted out. So I had to throw it away and buy this one. Now, I think it's kind of a ridiculous design. And I'll tell you why. Because, see this cable right here? That right there? Yeah. This charging cable is thicker than the other two cables. So, they could have designed it in such a way as to avoid breaking the cables as easily trying to take the mask apart. So, that is kind of silly, right? The other thing is... hold on. Right. Okay. Whew. This is so incredibly difficult. Okay. And this is the problem. Right here. It is so incredibly easy to get these cables tangled. And so incredibly frustrating to untangle them. In this case, let's see here. In this case, I probably need to see. I think the problem is they are now tangled in a way that I may have to take the entire thing apart just to untangle them. And like I said, since the cables are so thin, it's so easy to split them and to tangle them. So you can probably see, hopefully you can see anyway, how bloody frustrating this is. Just a little more. Okay, here we go. Yes! Alright. Beautiful. Wait, hold on. I don't think so. I think it's still... Okay, yes. Alright. So... get all the way to the end here. And with that, we have come to the end of this cable. Okay. Alright, so, like I said, it's so easy to get these tangled, and the fact that you have to fit them through such a tiny hole is incredibly frustrating. But here is what... Oh gosh, I'm getting a headache. Hold on. Let me set these down for a second. I'm gonna take off this hat. Okay, there we go. Alright. Now, I had to throw away the mask that I had that had the strap in the back. And this one does not have a strap in the back. The one that did was actually easier to put together and take apart. This one, you kind of have to thread all of these things through the small hole in the back of the mask. And because of that, you are very likely to get the cables tangled. And if the cables get tangled, you can't... The speakers won't go into their speaker crevices properly. And so if you get the cables all the way inside the mask and set everything up, you may come to realize that the cables are tangled and you have to start all over again. And this is what I'm having to deal with. So, let's continue. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So, let me talk to you about a pair of headphones that come from another company. Actually, a company that doesn't even exist for audio stuff primarily. You may have heard of this company. It's a little company called Apple. They make headphones called AirPods. And I don't like them. Both the headphones and Apple's company practices. And just to be clear, I don't hate people who work for Apple. I have friends who work for Apple. So I would never say anything about bad about them. And I mean no disrespect, but I just kind of don't like what the company itself stands for. So, yeah. And I don't like AirPods either, mainly because I don't like earbuds. I don't like having things in my ear. It's not only uncomfortable, but it's actually unhealthy to do that. That being said, I feel like the design concept is genius. Allow me to tell you why. After I get this... Well, no, I'll keep talking to you. Okay, so here's the reason why. They're both Bluetooth, but they both connect, get this, to each other. No cables. None of that. You don't have to worry about them breaking super easily. The cables, I mean. The AirPods are kind of easy to break if you're not careful. Which, it's easier to take care of them than it is to not break these cables on this mask. If you know what I'm getting at here. So, the problem is that I feel like, since this mask is Bluetooth anyway, the reason most people make headphones with cables is because... Just a second here. The reason most people make headphones with cables is because connecting a device that has cables, it has no latency. And latency, for those who don't know, is like if I hit a key on my keyboard and you don't hear something through your headphones until, hold on, here we go, there, alright, you don't hear anything through your headphones for like a second later. So lag, basically, is what, that's a term most people will probably be familiar with. So, you don't really experience lag with headphones that have cables instead of a Bluetooth headset. So that makes sense, right? Yeah. Except this mask is not designed to be used in low latency, low lag environments. It is used so that you can listen to music or, any other kind of audio thing. So you can go to sleep. So the latency doesn't matter. And therefore, because Apple AirPods have been able to design their headphones, and I'm sure there's other things like those Raycon earbuds or whatever. My point is they don't need cables that have to be threaded through the mask this way. I don't know how easy this is to do, but if you guys at Sleep Phones or whatever your company is called, if you're listening to this, consider this painful video an incentive. Because, in my humble opinion, I believe you could design your headphones to where the speakers and the main headphone control point, whatever you call it, I think you could design them to connect to each other when you power them on, and also maybe ship a little charging bank. Now, is this more expensive to make and therefore more expensive to the customer? Probably. But I can tell you right now, I would gladly save up enough money to buy a mask like this that doesn't have a single cable anywhere. Because the rest of you guys have no idea how incredibly uh-oh. Hold on. Let me fix that. Is it good? Yes. Yes, it's good. You guys have no idea how incredibly taxing this is. So, here we go. Perfect. I actually got this most of the way in here. So, the cable is kind of but you know what? That's okay. But yes, Sleep Phones company, if you happen to be seeing this, if you decide to release a pair of sleep phones that do not have any cables whatsoever. And you can just put the speakers in without having to go through all this headache. I will love you forever. That is a guarantee. I will worship the ground you walk on. You know, as long as you don't try to do a forced arbitration thing like a bunch of other companies have been doing lately. But, you know, that's beyond the point. I will love you guys forever. Like, seriously. You would be my new best friends. But yes, this, as it is, this process is incredibly convoluted and painful. Not, you know, physically. I'm not, like, literally hurt, but you get the picture. Anyway, so it looks like we need to get this in. And I'm sure this is even more of a problem for sighted people as well, because, like, see, here's the thing, right? You can't see, at least I don't think you can see, any of what you're doing. This is a completely tactile experience. And I must also point out that, to my knowledge, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, feel free. I do not mind corrections. But my phone has fallen again. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's not working anymore. Ah, there we go. Oh, hold on. Hold on just a Texas minute here. Let me follow this cable around here. Yes. Yes, this is how it is. Okay. Alright. So, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Hold on. Let me set these down. It's like... So, allow me to show you what we got going on here. Okay, like, hold on. Seriously. Okay, hold on. Seriously. Knowledge of what you're doing. Hold on. Get this in. And I'm sure this is even more of a problem for sighted people as well, because, like, see, here's the thing, right? Ah, yes. Okay, I know what I was saying now. All right. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, which is obviously infinite because I'm amazing, I totally didn't just forget what I was saying and had to go back through my own video to find out. Anyway, let me stop going on an ADHD tangent and actually finish my sentence before I forget what I'm going to say again. To my knowledge, I do not believe the speakers nor the outside of the mask are labeled left from right, which means hold on. Yes, which means you could possibly end up putting the speakers in incorrectly. And you got your left and your right mixed up. And if you get your left and the right mixed up, if you're someone like me who is a stickler for that sort of thing, it is the most horrible thing you could ever do to a pair of headphones. So, you have to take the whole thing apart and do it all over again, while making sure that you don't get things tangled up. That being said, things are kind of tangled up at the moment, but I think I can get it. Hold on. I need to focus on this part. Okay. And like I said, this here is a fantastic product and a great idea. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I have no reason not to like the company, and I love what they're doing here. That being said, this here is just incredibly frustrating having to do this. And I just really hope and pray that a new version of this comes along that gets rid of cables, because I think for these particular headphones, that is the ideal solution. Now, you can all feel free to let me know what you think of this in the comments. That being said, I don't think I have anybody watching right now. But that's okay, because it means that I can talk to myself and not look like a weird person for that. Because I am technically not talking to myself. I am I am talking to an audience that is not here yet, but probably will be, maybe, in the future. And the idea of this sort of thing makes me very happy. You know what else makes me very happy? Music. Music makes me happy. Music makes me very happy. And I love listening to it and doing all the various things that you can possibly do with music. But I am rambling. And sometimes rambling is okay. Because it means you get to talk about whatever you want. For example, I can talk about AI stuff. Or I could talk about, and I'm not going to because I'm not a masochist, but I could talk about politics. Or I could talk about my favorite book series. Which, I don't know how many people are going to laugh at this, and quite frankly, I don't care, because I enjoy it. But my favorite book series is The Chronicles of Narnia. And I have read other books. I have read The Strain. That's a very good book series. The Strain, The Fall, and The Night Eternal. Those are the 3 books in the Strain trilogy. And they are quite good reads. And nothing like the TV show, which I appreciate, because the TV show is kind of not really my thing. I have watched it, that being said. But it's not really my thing. And they made the characters a whole lot more unlikable. At least in the book series, their actions are justifiable. And yeah, they are a bunch of angry jerks in the book, but who wouldn't be in an apocalypse, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like some of the stuff in the book is just no. I mean, the TV show is just no. Especially how incredibly unlikable a couple of the characters are, and I won't name names in the series because it's a spoiler, and you should go watch, or you should go read the book yourself, and watch the TV show because it's certainly an experience unto itself. But like I said, I have read the book series. I've read The Strain. Good book series. I like it. I have read Artemis Fowl, which is also considered a children's book. And that one is also good. I recommend checking that out too. I stopped reading it, but that's because the books aren't really labeled in order, at least to my knowledge. and I just kind of forgot the order, and quite frankly, I just haven't felt like looking into it. But it's a good book series. I absolutely recommend it. One of the best sort of sci-fi related stuff. If you like magic mixed with science and pseudoscience that looks real and looks plausible but isn't really reality, or at least we don't think it's reality, but is it really? No, I don't think it is. But that's besides the point. If you like that sort of stuff, check it out for sure. If you like sort of magic stuff that can be explained by science and all that. But I keep coming back to the Narnia series because it's not realistic exactly, but it's just incredibly fun to me. And I have fond memories of it too. When I was a kid, I listened to all the audio drama versions from the BBC. And by the way, we don't talk about the BBC TV versions of the Narnia series. That's we don't go there. But anyway, point being, I listened to the audio drama versions, and they're actually pretty close to the books. In fact, they are the closest versions of Narnia. The audio dramas are the closest version that I can think of to the actual books. And like I said, we do not talk about the BBC movie versions because those are bad. And the Disney ones are kind of bad too, if I'm being completely honest with you. I just find myself the most of the Disney ones, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is okay. I don't mind that. But I absolutely I don't like Prince Caspian, the Disney version, because it's just sort of strange. I don't know if that's what but it's just some things aren't very, I don't know what to say. I just don't like, I don't like the other two Disney movies. Like, Prince Caspian had this idea of like, well, okay, I'm not gonna, because that's spoiler stuff, and you don't need to hear spoilers. You need to watch the series for yourself. And I think it's totally worth it. But I will say, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader is almost nothing like the original version at all. And it's just, but that, like, sometimes movies, they do that, and that's not so bad. But what I believe is bad is, like, when you reduce the story to a singular point of the original. I just... no thanks to that. No thank you. Hey, I think we're doing it. I think it's working. It is indeed. So, we're getting close to the end here with this mask. But yeah, that's what they did for the Dawn Treader. And I don't like it. I do not like it at all. Digressing back to my original point, the book series, in my humble opinion, is my favorite book series of all time. And there's a lot of things that bother people about it, like they have the idea that C.S. Lewis is trying to force the Christian faith onto people via the Narnia books because they are heavily inspired by the Narnia books. Hold on, let me just quickly check this cable here. Oh no, okay, it's kind of tangled with itself. That's okay. Not so bad. Alright, I'm just following this around here. Okay. I think we are almost good. But yes, a lot of people think that C.S. Lewis is trying to force the Christian faith upon people. I do not see it that way. I mean, yeah, it's heavily based off of Christian lore. Lore that might upset Christians. I don't know if I should be, because that... And no, in case you're wondering, I'm not Christian, I'm agnostic. I believe in a God, I just don't believe he is quite the way that most Christians portray him to be. And I can go into an entire thing about that, but I won't, because I'm not about to start drama up in here, so... But I'll just leave it with some of the things they believe I do not believe. And that is where I'll end that part of the conversation. But back to my main point about Narnia. I like the story. And if you're looking at it purely from a point of, oh, this book is used to get people into Christianity. Well, not really. Because the Narnia books are like far from faithful to like reality and how most Christians think things are going to be. So if you were to actually get into Christianity, the best place to start is obviously the Bible. And I just kind of feel like, you know, some of the reactions to it being similar to, well, actually, I think C.S. Lewis was a Catholic. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what he was. But my point is that I think people make a big deal about the Christian or Catholic stuff. And, like, the thing is, like, you write books based on your own experience. Unless you're a corporate entity trying to cash in on something, you usually are, if you're making content, you're making it independently based on your personal experience. And his personal experience is he was a Catholic while he was still alive. That's what he personally believes in. And if you are, let's say you're, I don't want to bring anything heavily political into this, so I'll just say this. Say you're really into chocolate, and you can sort of autofill that with whatever you want. But let's say you really love chocolate, like it's your favorite thing. You're going to incorporate that into the book you're writing in some way, because it's something you're passionate about. And that's what writing is all about. It's about telling your personal experiences in a way that, like, bringing them out in stories. It's kind of a form of therapy. And so I feel like it's unfair to base it on a judgment of his religion alone. Because that's his own experience, and, you know, that's the stuff he kind of likes to write about, and that's what inspires him to write his stories and stuff. And you would almost certainly do the same thing in your own stories. But having said all that, I am finished fixing my headphones. There are pretty much no tangles anywhere in them to speak of. And with that, I am bringing this stream to a close. So, I hope those of you who managed to catch this stream have enjoyed listening to me rambling about different things. And if you have, who knows, maybe I'll do some more streams in the future. With that, good night.